Good evening and welcome to Sunset News on this Tuesday evening. As always, we bring you news, community stories, economics, weather and sports. I am Aina Kweyo. In the news tonight, Namibian Society of Composers and Authors of Music board member called off a scheduled meeting this morning, citing the absence of members of a concerned group who had called for the meeting as the reason. Their no-show prompted the cancellation of the official gathering, the board explained. Nonetheless, attendees went ahead with unofficial discussions about their grievances, about the members' grievances and about the organization. Let's have a look.
All the discussions and everything regarding the legality of the meeting, who called the meeting, who's responsible for the agenda that is here, which is initially supposed to be the members and not us as a board. I've received this letter and I'm seeing the names here, and I can confidently tell you these individuals are individuals who actually lost at the voting AGM against us. They were standing for elections and they lost. It's on record. So meaning they are actually trying to actually overthrow the board on the basis that they actually lost at a democratic platform. And it's anarchy. That's what it is. Yeah. They are anarchists. That's what they are. And that's what I'm seeing happening here. So whoever is responsible for this, definitely the board will have to discuss the provisions of the constitution and they take action to it. Because we are a serious board here, we are not here for jokes. So we are here to run an institution and to ensure that the interest of our members is protected and that we can collect more royalties to advance the mandate that we are given by our members. That's what we are here for. And we cannot take people trying to drive their own personal agendas and be able to attend to them, and they cannot even come to meetings. They are wasting our time. They are wasting the resources of the members. We are using members' money to have these meetings. Yes. So now if you are really concerned about the money of the institution, why would you even set up a platform like this and still waste money of members? They should take responsibility for it. Yes. They initially supposed to refund the institution actually for all this money. That's what I'm seeing here.
Chartered accountant Eli Angola has announced a presidential bid for the 2024 general election. Her last job in government was as the Deputy Executive Director in the Finance Ministry. It is not yet clear whether she will stand as an independent candidate or as a candidate for a specific political party. Let's have a look.
Expensive venture for any nation that has fought as long and as hard as we have to be where we are today. The cost of poverty is much higher in Namibia, where more than half the population are poor, thereby putting extreme strain on resources, increasing crime, lowering the quality of lives, and most of all, reducing the size of the domestic market. The promise of a just Namibia, where justice and the rule of law applies to every person without fear or favor. A justice system that gives second chances to the worthy and upholds the dignity of the guilty. The promise of a Namibia that invests in her future, the vibrant, promising, gifted young people who will be the leaders of our tomorrow. These are the promises I believed in with so many others like me who were born and raised in exile. These are the promises that inspired the ones who fought within, making sure we had something we could all build on. Under one roof, one banner, boldly and courageously named Namibia. These are the promises I want to pass on to our children, but not as a conditional possibility, but rather as certain outcome that can be lived in the present and which will only get better every step into the future. It is time to show ourselves that we are the promise manifest today. The potential to fulfill each of these promises lives inside each of us. We just need to be reminded of this power. Through our infrastructure, education, social services, wealth distribution, and more. I am a living testimony of that truth. Nothing is impossible. From a refugee camp to being a pioneer in my chosen field of study of chartered accountancy, building multiple businesses and raising 3 beautiful children in this home that I was promised. Yet, this trajectory places a heavy burden on me. To fix the broken furniture so every person can be and feel comfortably. Expand the kitchen so everyone can eat, rebuild, replace, repair, so we can all feel re-inspired to make new promises for the ones to come, but not until the old promises are fulfilled for our children. That is why I'm running for the president of the government of Namibia. I am Ali Angola, and I'm looking for your support as I roll up my sleeves to work and fight for the economic future of Namibia, because it is time to live the promise. The time is now. Join the conversation on Twitter or watch me as I unfold my plans on YouTube and Facebook. Watch and catch me on Instagram. The handles are Ali Angola 2024.
With Rundu Magistrate Court serving both the two Kavango regions, office space has become a challenge for the Riverside Court, where mice and reptiles are feasting on court documents that are in overcrowded storerooms and offices. It is unclear when the Kavango West region will have its own magistrate court. Namibian Sun has observed how the two Rundu Magistrate Court offices, especially the clerk's office, which can be linked to a pigsty, is very messy, as the place is greeted by essential documents on the counter because the court officials have no alternative place to store documents. Kavango West cases are dealt with occasionally at the Kahenge Periodic Court. However, the court officials from Rundu have to travel to Kahenge and be stationed there for at least a week. This means the ministry has to spend a lot of money on travel allowance. Residents who commit crimes in Kavango West regions have to make their first appearances in Rundu, something which has been bemoaned by residents who are calling for a court in Magistrate Court in Kavango West. Now moving over to our next story. A woman allegedly smashed a head of her newborn baby boy at the Orongo settlement and proceeded to dispose the body. This was reported to the Orongo police after the body was discovered by a passerby who was collecting disposed of tins scattered around the settlement. Omsati Crime Investigation Coordinator Moses Simaho said the newborn baby was smashed on the head near the right ear with an unknown or hard object. Simaho has said this caused severe injuries which resulted in the death of the baby. The body was discovered by a woman who was collecting disposed of tins scattered around the settlement on Saturday at around 15:40 p.m., who then reported the matter to the Orongo police station. The suspect is unknown at this point in time, but thorough police investigation into the matter are ongoing, Simaho said. The body of the newborn has been transported to the Okahao Police mortuary for post-mortem to be conducted in order to determine the real cause of the death. In our Story of the Day segment, which follows after the break, Herky Vetboy, who is now an independent candidate for the Keetmanshoop Rural Constituency Councillor position, said he is not enticing voters with t-shirts or food parcels. We'll be right back with more on this. In our Story of the Day, Herky Vetboy, who is now an independent candidate for the Keetmanshoop Rural Constituency Councillor position, said he is not enticing voters with t-shirts or food parcels. Instead, he is standing for this position to bring real and immediate changes to the lives of voters by helping them find jobs and a place to call home. I will never do that, and I told them straightforward, I don't have to hand out flags and people don't eat flags. Even that food will be finished that moment. People should be able to put food on their own tables after finding jobs. People should be able to vote for me for the results I delivered in a short time in office, he said. By the election for the Keetmanshoop rural constituency is slated for the 15th of May 2023. Should he be re-elected, the former councillor said his priority is to work with the existing councillors to draft a database of those living in the Tseisblachte because of their land and housing problem in the Krolian area. I will go with the 7 councillors because when you are elected, you become neutral and should stop politicking. When the results are read out and I have won, then I must take off my political jacket and I must work and represent everyone. We should go and see the regional council without fear or favor to get the budget for housing. There are also permanent workers at the Nauterdam who have no houses, he said. He also urged the community of Ordelin, where voters were allegedly incentivized with stocky liquors and cookies, to take a stand and regain their self-respect. I want to tell people in Ordelin that you are not worth a t-shirt or a bribe. Chase the people out and demand that they respect your dignity. Herkivet Boy sees you as people created equally by God. When you enter that booth that day, it is only you and the pencil. Eat the people's food, and once you are done, go and vote for Herke. I don't have to give people a packet of meat. People have seen how I have fought for them, and I'm still fighting to help people get payouts they are fighting from, he said. Vetboy was recently expelled from the Landless People's Movement for several reasons, including burning the party's symbol, which is a flag. Vetboy was reportedly called out the LPM on its narcissistic and fascist leadership style, and even accused the party leader Bernardo Swartboy of having pushed him to ensure Swartboy's aunt is appointed in a senior position at the Karas Regional Council. In economic news after the break, Santam denies wrongdoing. Stay tuned. In economic news this evening, insurance giant Santam Namibia Limited entered into a settlement agreement with the Namibia Competition Commission after investigations into alleged anti-competitive behavior. Santam disputed the findings and interpretations of the act by the Commission. However, for the purpose of settlement, Santam has admitted to unintentionally contravening the Namibian Competition Act by entering into agreements with windscreen suppliers, allowing an access waiver to Santam clients and affording supplies rebates on their services. Now, Santam will pay the Commission a total settlement amount of 5 million Namibian dollars. Now we take a look at our economic indicators. The Namibian dollar trades for 17 Namibian dollars 99 cents to the US and 18 Namibian dollars to the euro. It trades at 20 Namibian dollars 85 cents to the pound and 2 Namibian dollars 52 cents buys yuan Chinese yuan. Zinc is up by 2.67%, while Brent crude oil is up by 0.19%, trading at $79 and 33 cents per barrel. In international news slot, Japan to ban upskirting and sweeping sex crimes reform.
Did you know you can buy a new or second-hand vehicle, such as light delivery vans, trailers, small trucks and tractors for agricultural use? The repayment period for these vehicles ranges between 5 and 10 years. Contact your nearest Agribank branch or visit our website at www.agribank.com.na for more information about this loan product. You can also visit us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Agribank, your all-season bank.
In our international news slot, lawmakers are introducing Japan's first law against taking sexually exploitative photos or videos of others without their consent. The bill against photo voyeurism would prohibit acts such as upskirting and secret filming of sexual acts. Until now, such criminal cases had to be prosecuted under local prefecture laws, which greatly vary in scope. The bill is part of a wider overhaul of Japan's law on sex crime, which will also expand the definition of rape. It explicitly prohibits the taking, distribution, and or possession of photographs of someone's genitals without their consent. It also criminalizes the act of taking photographs of people being manipulated without their knowledge into sexual position, especially the bill's ban for filming of children in sexual manner without justifiable reason. In Japan, child models, mostly girls, are routinely portrayed in sexual provocative ways. For instance, some have been asked to pose in lingerie or swimsuit. According to local media reports, photographs of athletes in sporting attires have sometimes also been used for sexual and malicious purposes. Offenders would face imprisonment of up to 3 years or a fine of up to $22,000. The reforms are expected to be passed in June this year. It comes after growing public outcry of stronger laws criminalizing acts facilitated by mobile phones photography. In 2021, Japanese police made more than 5,000 arrests for clandestine photography, a record number, and about 3 times the cases in 2021. In February this year, a panel of Japanese Justice Ministry proposed raising the age of consent from 13 to 16. The statute of limitations of reporting rape will also be increased to 15 from 10 years. After the break, we return with the weather. Let's get into the weather for today. Now, sunny and hot weather is expected in the north with Enana at 35 degrees and thunderstorms expected in Rakana at 34 degrees. Sunny weather is expected along the coast with a high of 19 degrees in Falfish Bay and 19 degrees in Hentis Bay. In the sports section tonight, coach Fortune Achebe is over the moon after steering the Namibian police football team to its first ever league promotion. More on this after the break.
Welcome to My.NA Cars, your ultimate destination for everything automotive.
I am your host, Diana Master.
Teamwork makes the dream work, right?
Discover the latest models, innovative technologies, and expert insights from our passionate hosts. Learn essential maintenance tips and get exclusive behind-the-scenes access to the automotive industry. Don't miss My.NA Cars on NTV every Thursday at 2100 hours. Tune in and ignite your passion for automobiles.
Here are the sports news for tonight. Coach Fortune Achebe is over the moon after steering the Namibian police football team to its first ever league promotion. Commerce Nampol FC won the first division with 53 points and games to spare. The entire team is in dreamland right now because of the accomplishment. Everyone in the camp is proud of how far they've come. As a coach, I feel proud that the players did that with style, Achebe said. The team only lost twice in 21 matches while dropping 2 points on 2 occasions. Now, in our next story, Enrolled Sports Festival Africa, International Federation of Bodybuilding and Fitness South Africa, International Federation of Bodybuilding and Fitness Namibia, Swakopmund 6 bodybuilding athletes from Swakopmund who participated in the Sunfest Bodybuilding and Fitness Classic last year have been selected to compete at the Androd Amateur Bodybuilding Competition from the 18th to the 20th of May in South Africa. Now over to our next story. Friday night's international lightweight clash between Namibia's Zakaria Desert Storm Lucas and Issa Fury of Zimbabwe ended in the Namibians' favor. The 6th rounder was an exciting fight, allowing Lucas to dominate the little-known Zimbabwean as he was dropped twice in the 4th and 5th rounds. Speaking from Gaborone after the fight, Lucas said the game plan was to push hard and get a win. He, however, added that he faced a tough opponent in Fury. He was a competitive opponent. Not everyone comes to survive, everyone comes to fight. Looking to the future prospect, Lucas said he will head back to the gym and see how it goes. After the break, we return with highlights.
To another exciting episode of Oneuptwo. Jullie is weer en vertel ook vir julle waar die vis heel moontlik gaan byt.
Welcome to What's Cooking, where culinary passion meets expert insights.
Somebody must really want to cook and want to cook good food.
Immerse yourself in the bustling world of professional kitchens as top chefs create mouthwatering dishes. Join us for in-depth interviews as our host explores the experiences and expertise of our guest chefs. Don't miss out. Tune in to What's Cooking on NTV every Friday at 2100 hours and let the culinary adventure begin.
Here are the highlights in case you missed our top stories tonight. With Rundu Magistrate Court serving both two Kavango regions, office space has become a challenge for the Riverside Court, where mice and reptiles are feasting on court documents that are in overcrowded storerooms and offices. It is still unclear when the Kavango West region will have its own magistrate court. A woman allegedly smashed the head of her newborn baby boy at Orongo settlement and proceeded to dispose of the body. Now, this was reported to the Orongo police after the body was discovered by a passerby who was collecting disposed of tins which scattered around the settlement. Friday night's international lightweight clash between Namibia's Zakaria Desert Storm Lucas and Issa Fury of Zimbabwe ended in Namibia's favor. And with that, we've come to the end of tonight's broadcast. Please do make sure you join Sunset News on Facebook on all NMH platforms on weekdays, as well as on our website, which is called Oneuptwo. Sunset News screens on DSTV channel 285 as well as GoTV channel 94 every weekday from 7:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. This has been Sunset News. Please don't end your day without us. Good night.